everyone, and welcome to Find Freedom in the Cloud Your Way, the QuickBooks Online Accountant Tools Edition. This webinar is brought to you by Intuit Academy, and it was written and will be presented by myself, and my name is Stacy Kildall. I own and operate Kildall Services LLC in White Lake, Michigan, and I have had my hand in quite a bit of the QuickBooks Online training. I was one of the first ProAdvisors to get QBOA certified in 2013. I'm an advanced certified QuickBooks ProAdvisor, and I have been teaching QuickBooks, both desktop and QuickBooks Online, nationally and internationally actually, to end users, accountants, and other QuickBooks consultants. I'm a member of Intuit's Trainer and Writer Network, and I'm also co-host and co-founder of Radio Free QuickBooks, which is a free online resource for colleagues and associates, anybody that uses or works with QuickBooks Online. It's live every Wednesday at radiofreeqb.com. You can find the links to listen, 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you don't want to listen live or you don't have the chance to, you can always check us out and go back to the archives. We've been doing it for about 3 years as of the recording of this webinar. You can download the course materials by going to intuitacademy.com/materials and looking for the QuickBooks Online Accountant Tools section or link. Our agenda today is we're going to talk about the benefits of using QuickBooks Online Accountant. I'm going to show you some slides on how to sign up for QBOA, and that's what we're going to call it for the rest of this recorded webinar, and you'll be able to see how you can add a QBO client to your QBOA client list, as well as how to use that to manage your QBO clients. And then I'm going to show you some in-product tools and features that are going to help you work a lot more efficiently. So our learning objectives for this section are, we want you to be able to determine how QBOA can benefit your practice, navigate through those steps and how to sign up for QBOA, how to add that QuickBooks Online client to your QBOA client list, and manage your clients using QuickBooks Online Accountant, and then identify these time-saving tools and features that are available exclusively when you log in via QuickBooks Online Accountant. So the first thing that we want to talk about and explain is that QuickBooks Online Accountant is a web-based accounting solution offered by Intuit, and it really enables us to, accountants and bookkeepers, to increase our billable time and to perform a lot of our essential tasks a lot faster. The difference, most of you, I'm assuming, might be familiar with QuickBooks Desktop, the Accountant Edition, which is separate from the other sort of flavors, the other premier flavors or enterprise flavors of QuickBooks Desktop. So there's the contractor and the nonprofit. And a lot of people think that QuickBooks Online Accountant is similar to that, and it's actually not. It's going to be just a little bit different in the sense that you have to log in via QBOA.intuit.com to access the tools that are available, and you really need to think of it not as a separate piece of software or a separate program, but really just a different portal or a different doorway that you're going to go through to access your client's QBOA data. So while we have some accountant-specific tools, which I'm going to show you and I'm going to demo for you in a little bit, you're still going to be limited to your client's subscription level. So if they have Simple Start, you're only going to have those Simple Start features that are available, so you won't have the enter bill, pay bills. If you have Essentials, you won't have the budgeting or the inventory, but if you have Plus, you will have all of those that I just mentioned, plus the abilities to do 1099s. So one thing that a lot of accountants that I talk to get a little bit confused about is they think that they'll be able to log in via QBOA and do 1099s through the program, but you can only do that if your client has QuickBooks Online Plus. So if they have Simple Start or Essentials, you still are limited to their feature set that's in their subscription level. So QuickBooks Online Accountant has a lot of really cool tools, and you're going to access this through your client list, and then once you choose the client from your client list, you'll be logged into QBO directly to an accountant center that's going to have some tools that are specific for us. And you can see here there's a list of all of the great tools that we have, entering journal, adjusting journal entries, and some specific reports that are available too. And we'll get to all of those in just a couple minutes. So there's some reconciliation tools, and we can do some batch transactions as well. But the first thing that we want to talk to you about is signing up for QBOA. If you are already a ProAdvisor, whether you are a member of the traditional ProAdvisor program or the new, recently introduced in 2013 Cloud ProAdvisor program, you can sign up from your software and discount page on the website. And the QuickBooks Online certification is live for ProAdvisors. So they just released it. If you were certified in 2012, in the fall of 2012, in 2013 basically, they just redid it. So you're going to have to re-up or redo your certification every 12 months. So I just wanted to let you know. And there's not going to be different year versions. So it won't say QBO, 2013 or 2014 listed on there. I'm not really sure at this point in time how it's going to show up, but just know that if you are a ProAdvisor, you will have to renew your QBO subscription or certification every year. Another way that you can sign up for QBOA is you can get invited by your QuickBooks Online client, and that's the next few slides. This is what we're going to show you. You can also, if you're not a ProAdvisor, you can go to accountant.intuit.com and sign up for free if you have at least one QuickBooks Online client. If you don't have a QBO client yet, it'll be free for 6 months if you're not a ProAdvisor. So we just wanted to mention that. If you have any specifics about that, you can call 888-333-3451 and get some specifics on not just the ProAdvisor program, but QBOA in general. So once you are signed in and you get signed up for QuickBooks Online Accountant, you're going to go to QBOA.intuit.com. So you want to make sure that you have that A there. So that's the most important thing. A lot of people still, you can still log in if you have a QBOA account via QBO.intuit.com, but you won't have those accountant tools. So that little A is really the most important thing. You might want to just bookmark it. So it's QBOA.intuit.com, and you'll enter in, you're going to want to choose your product or region right here. You can see there will be a few different regions. There's, Australia, UK, US, Canada, and India, I think right now at the time of this recording. So you're going to want to choose your product regions. And you want to enter in the Intuit ID and password. You want to make sure that you accept invitations or you sign up clients with the same ID every time so that they're all in one place in one client list. When you have your clients invite you, so what you're going to do is you're going to have your client go to the Manage Users, whether they're using the new QuickBooks Online interface that was released in August of 2013 or the classic QBO interface, wherever they need to go to manage their users, and they'll invite you as the accountant user. If it's the old one, QBO Classic, they're going to go to the company menu, Manage Users. If it's QBO Classic or the new QBO, they're going to go to the gear icon and then choose Manage Users. And so you'll see the ability to invite the accountant. You can have 2 accountants for every QuickBooks Online subscription, and these do not count towards their paid users. So if you have a client who has Essentials, when they come to you and they want to add you as a QuickBooks Online accountant user, you can have 2, so maybe a bookkeeper and a CPA, office manager and an accountant, however you and your clients want to work that out, but they'll still have the 3 users that come with their Essentials subscription. So those 2 accountant users are basically free for you, free for your clients. And you can see here we have 2 different accountant users as well, and you want to make sure that you have them send it to the email that's associated with your Intuit ID. That's really important. So you want to make sure, for here Woody has his QBOA Wood at Gmail. We want to make sure that when the client sends that, they use that email address because that's the Intuit ID that he wants this client to show up in the client list. So you'll get an email. You'll receive an email from your client's QBO, and it's going to say your client has invited you. You want to click the Accept Invitation, and the QBOA app on the App Center will open. So you're just going to either sign up or log in. If you already have a QBOA account, you're going to log in. If you have not signed up for QBOA yet, this is where you're going to go ahead and do that. So you can actually use your regular Intuit ID if you're a ProAdvisor. If you have firm login, if you want to have more than one person in your firm access this, we really don't recommend that you use your personal Intuit ID because then they're going to have your actual personal Intuit ID username and password. So you may want to create a new user that's maybe very generic, like, info or QBOA at firmname.com, whatever it is that you want to use. And so the first time user are going to be able to, you'll need to create that profile. And now you'll have your client list. So you'll see the new client in your client list, and all of your clients are going to be here. This is kind of going to be your starting point, your dashboard, where you're going to access all of your QBO clients. So this is why it's really important for you to be consistent with the email address that you have your clients invite you with, as well as what you use the Intuit ID that you use to accept those invitations. So if you're using more than one, what's going to happen is they won't all show up in the same client list. You'll have more than one Intuit ID, and we really don't want that. You'll have to have them, uninvite you and then reinvite you, and it gets a little bit messy. So we just want you to use the same Intuit ID consistently when you're adding QBO clients, and they'll all be in your client list. So your client list is going to give you really quick access to all of your QBO clients. What you'll see, and we'll get there in just a minute, is it's really organized. It's going to be alphabetical by the company name. You can go in and do a little bit of editing, and I'll show you that when we log in just a couple moments. And again, it's free for your client to add the accountant user, and there are 2 accountant users that are available. So it's going to be, again, free for you, free for your client. The client list is also where you're going to access any help. So there's help, there's support, and this is also where you're going to go ahead and give feedback. So things that you think that could be improved with maybe the sign-up process or the client list or whatever it is, any feedback that you have, you can do that here. And this is where you can also contact help and search the support pages for any of those knowledge base articles on how to do stuff. When you're using the feedback, we ask that Intuit asks that you be very specific and possibly give your contact information if you don't mind being contacted, because sometimes they will reach out. So, don't just say fix reporting, be very explicit as to what reports you want fixed and what you want fixed or improved or, added to it. So you can actually also create a new QBO company directly from QBOA, and when you do this, it's going to automatically add you as the master admin and as a company or an Intuit, an accountant user, I'm sorry. So you'll be able to choose Essentials or Plus, and you'll also be able to, you won't be able to do Simple Start. And the reason why you can't do a Simple Start from the QBOA client list is because there's only one user allowed with Simple Start, and the point of this is once you get it all set up, you're going to want to invite your client. If you're using the new QBO company button in your client list, you'll get them all set up, and then you're going to add them as an admin user, and then once they accept it, you want to transfer the company admin if they're going to be the ones that are billed directly for the subscription. So that's why, because you can't add any users with Simple Start. You only get the one user. So when you are exporting the data, it's very, very easy to do this. You can do it before you start up a new QuickBooks Online subscription, or you can do it after. The first thing that you're going to do is open up whatever desktop edition that you're using, Pro, Premier, Enterprise. You'll see here, you can go to your company menu, and you'll choose Export Company File to QuickBooks Online. It's really very simple. You'll see a couple screens. It's going to say, just take it for a spin. You get 30 days free. You're going to go ahead and click Continue. And then the next thing that happens is QuickBooks actually takes a look at how the desktop file is being used. It's going to say, do you have price levels? Are you using inventory? And it's going to really say you want to make sure that you understand that these things transferred differently. And there's a KB article about how data is converted from desktop to QuickBooks Online, but usually there's not that big of a problem, so you can just go right ahead and say continue. And then it's going to ask you to log in. So you can use your QuickBooks Online accountant Intuit ID right here and your password, and just go ahead and click submit. So, it lets you create a QuickBooks Online subscription or sign in using an existing QuickBooks Online subscription, and it doesn't matter whether that existing subscription is created by you or the client. As long as you have access to it and you have the Intuit ID, you have an accountant user, you can do that. So then it's going to ask you to choose the existing subscription, and so here we're saying we want to choose this existing one right here. We would also have the option of creating a new company if we needed to. And as you can see, all the data in that company is going to be replaced. So if there's any data in there, it's going to be replaced with what you're importing from desktop at this point. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually flip from my slide deck. We're going to show you a couple things. I'm going to show you the Accountant Center. I'm going to give you a tour of that. I'm going to show you how to write off invoices. And we're going to go through all this stuff in just a few moments because you won't have to locate and write off those invoices on a transaction by transaction basis. You'll be able to do this in batch, and it'll post everything to a bad debt account, and it'll apply that to the invoice. I'm also going to show you about batch reclassify. So if you have clients who are posting transactions the wrong way, this is a great tool for you to reallocate them properly. I like to look at item-based transactions in the screen so that you can identify any issues and you can actually check to see whether or not your clients have set the items up properly. So you can reclassify to any income or balance sheet statement, and you can also reclassify the class tracking as well. So with non-item-based transactions, items that are transactions that are posting directly to an income or expense account, you can reclassify from with accounts or classes. With item-based transactions, you can only reclass to different class tracking. I'm going to show you guys adjusting journal entries. I'm going to show you the adjusted trial balance, so you'll be able to set your period dates, and this is a QBOA only account. I'm also going to show you some really cool reconciliation tools, any changes to cleared transactions. I'll show you when your clients have forced their bank reconciliations using the auto adjustment column. And then one of my favorite tools is the undo bank reconciliation. This makes it really easy to go back and fix any problems right from the beginning when they started with your clients' reconciliations. So we're going to flip over right now and to that, and I'm going to close here out of this, and you can see I'm already logged into my QuickBooks Online accountant, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the client that I want. So it's going to open up, you can see, in a new tab, but what I want to do is, while that's opening up, I want to go over here and show you some of the things in the Client Center. So the first thing we have is a link to what's new. And if you click on this, again, it shows you all the new things that are being added to QuickBooks Online Accountant. And close that, and it takes us right back there. We have a sample company. So if you go ahead and you sign up and you don't actually have any QBOA clients, you can actually go take it for a test drive if you log into QuickBooks Online Accountant. And you can see over here, it shows you right here that it is a sample file, and it kind of walks you through a lot of this stuff. So, and it will show you all of the different areas, create new transactions, manage the details of your QuickBooks account. And as you click on all these, it's going to take you through every section of the Accountant Center, and that's what I want to do right now. So if we go back here, the first thing that it's going to do is going to say this is our Quick Create button, which is this little plus right here. And if I click on that, it's going to spin around, and I'll show you that in just a minute. This is the company. If you click on the gear icon or the company name, this is going to show you how to access all of the details of your QuickBooks account, the QBO account, and how to access some of the other accountant-specific tools. Here's where we can set our period review date. So anytime we change the dates here, it's going to automatically open up reports that are set to this date. So going back over here to my client list, I just want to show you, you can edit. So if I click on this, it's going to expand this, and I can actually click on this little pencil and I can go in and I can edit the address and the phone number and do what I need to here. Once I save this here, it's not going to change the data in the actual QBO subscription, and you can see we use this for training. So I went in here and, oh, I didn't mean to open that up. I went to do this, and if I click on this, you can see I've said use this for roadshow, so that I have that and it shows that this is the one that I want to use for some of the live training that we've been doing this year. This is where I would go to create a new QBO subscription, and I can put in the company name here, and then I just have to let them know if I want Essentials Plus or Essentials with Payroll or Plus with Payroll here. I'm going to go here to get any help, ask Intuit, privacy, and any of my account information as well. So we've already clicked on my demo file, so you can see it opens up in a little tab. And the one thing that I like to do, this is not QBOA specific, this is a Google Chrome. I'm using Google Chrome. This is just a Chrome tip. What I like to do is I like to right click on this and create what's called a pin tab. And again, this is specific to Google Chrome, to the browser that I'm using, not to QBOA. And so what that does is it just shrinks this up and gives me some more real estate over here. So I know that this blue dot is my QBOA, and when I'm using QuickBooks Online and I'm in my client data, I can actually open up as many tabs as I need to. So if I want, I can just right click here and click duplicate, and so what it'll do is it'll open up a duplicate, the same exact window. And if I need to, I can go over here and I can maybe look at some of the, these overdue invoices over here in our activity feed. If I wanted, I can open up different reports here if I need to. So there's a lot of different things that I can do having different tabs open. Maybe I want to have my batch write-off open in one screen and a P&L in another, and so this allows me to do that. And I can have as many of these tabs open as I need to with the same company. But I'm going to go ahead and close that right now. And what I want to show you is, again, this is our accountant center. So the first thing that it tells you is some items need your attention, and it's saying you're currently the master admin of this company. And what it's telling you to do is to invite your client, and then transfer that master admin. So my recommendation is if your client is going to be billed directly from Intuit and you're not the one getting billed for the subscription fees and then passing it along to your clients, you're going to want to make sure that you have your client as the master admin and then walk them through changing the credit card information if you've already entered yours in. You don't have to put in any billing information when you first sign up an account, but after the free trial you will need to. So you want to make sure that you invite your client and transfer that master admin before the billing comes through or starts up, if they're going to be the one that gets billed. So one of the first tools that I want to show you is batch write-off. And as I'm scrolling down here, you can see here's the accountant home, and I have my report and tool defaults, so I can set my custom dates here. So any reports that I open up will automatically default to, October of 2013, and it's going to be on an accrual basis. Here's all of the reconciliation status for all of the bank accounts and credit card accounts that my client has. And then here's some accountant tips that are available, as well as a live help chat. And there's also, again, that 888-333-3451 calling number that you can use. So to get to the rest of the QBOA accountant tools, I'm going to click over here, and I can click right on the name or on the gear icon, and you can see all the way over on the left are my accountant tools. And the first one that I want to show you is write-off. So I'm going to click write-off. And I want to choose, we'll say it's custom, and we'll say it's through today, and we want a balance that's less than $100, and we'll see if we have anything. So I have 3 accounts that are less than $100. If I want to, I can just go ahead and tell QuickBooks Online, yes, I want to write all of these off. They are going to be posted right to my bad debt account here. It's already there. I can choose another account if I want to. And then all I have to do is click preview and write off. It gives me a summary of what I'm going to do. And then if I wanted to actually go ahead and do this, I'm not going to because this is my demo account and I want to leave these for future demos. I just would click write off. And then it's going to get posted, a credit is going to get posted to the invoices that are open, and it's going to be posted, that'll show up in the bad debt account. The next thing that I want to show you is reclassify. So again, I'm going to click my company name or my gear icon, and I'm going to go over to my accountant section here and click reclassify transactions. And if I just choose decks and patio, so job materials here, income, this looks maybe a little bit weird. Maybe we realize that this wasn't supposed to be income, and so we can take this and say this journal entry, and now we can change the account to, and maybe we can go ahead and post it to cost of goods sold. So we'll say this is going to be cost of goods sold, and we can even change the class if we need to we'll say maintenance. And now we can reclassify, and what's going to happen is you can see this is over here, and this is the only transaction that we have. We had set our period dates in our accountant center, so it defaulted to October 2013 accrual basis because that was what was showing in our accountant center. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reclassify that. And you can see now there is no longer anything showing up in that account. And if I go over here to my cost of goods, there is my general journal entry. So I just chose one and just picked that. That may or may not have been the right choice, but again, it's a demo account. And if I did make a mistake, I can actually go in here and reclassify this again to, we have job materials, and back to decks and reclassify, and it's right back there. If I scroll up, it's right back in my decks and patios. So that's batch reclassify. And what's really cool about this is if I wanted, I can take a look at item-based transactions and look here. And these are all posted to landscaping, and that's right, that's the right class, but maybe they should have been maintenance. So I can go ahead, and you can see I can't choose account because they're item-based transactions, but this does allow me to take a look at to see whether or not items have been set up properly. So if you have large negative numbers in an income account, it's possible that maybe, and there's a bunch of vendor bills posting to the income account, maybe the portion of the item has been set up and posting to the wrong account. So you can go in and fix the item and make any changes you want. But you can always go in and reclass the class tracking from one class to another, regardless of whether they're item-based or non-item based. So I can go ahead and do that, and you can see all of my transactions now are now maintenance as opposed to landscaping. Another really cool tool that we have, and this is my favorite thing, is the Quick Create button right here. That little plus sign spinning just makes me happy. It doesn't make me work. I always tell everybody it doesn't make me work any faster or better or smarter or make me more efficient. It really just makes me smile to see that. So if I want, I can go over here and choose, after I click my Quick Create button, if I need to close it, I can just click it again because it turns from an X to or from a plus to an X. But I want to click that and then choose my journal entry. So you can do journal entries as a regular QBO user when you're logged into QuickBooks Online. But the difference is you cannot mark that transaction as an adjusting journal entry. So if you needed to, you can go in and make whatever account that you need to, or choose your accounts, make the adjustment that you need to, and then let QuickBooks Online accountant know that it's an adjusting journal entry. And so once you do that, you would just click Save and New, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that, so I don't want to make any adjustments. And one of the reasons why I want to do this is because I want to go over to my reports, and I want to go to accountant reports, and I want to show you a custom report that is, or a default report I should say. This isn't custom. This is just a default report that's only available if you were logged in as an accountant user. So if you log in as a regular QBO user, you don't log in via QBOA.intuit.com and go to your client list, you won't see this report. You also won't be able to mark any of those journal entries as adjusting. So if I need to, I can just go look at my adjusted trial balance, and so this is going to show me any adjustments that I have made. And again, it's defaulting to that report. I can always go in and change this and say all dates and then run my report, but it's always going to default to that date range that you have set up over here in your accountant center. So we can see we chose October of 2013, and so our adjusted trial balance, if I just click the back button, it automatically had defaulted to that. So that's what we wanted to do, and then I changed it. So I don't have any adjustments here. If I wanted to, I could go in, do my journal entry, click that adjusting entry, click that adjusting journal entry button, and then it would show up here in my adjustments column. Now I get to show you some of my very favorite tools. So if I go back to my accountant center and I just click accountant home, you can see I can click on whatever account and it'll take me to this handy dandy little screen. And so this screen is going to show me how well my clients are doing at doing their bank reconciliations. And if you see anything in this column over here or this column over here, you know that you've got a problem, and you can use this as a learning opportunity for your clients. Anything in these columns are going to be changes to transactions that have already been cleared and reconciled, and it's going to be a cumulative total. So if you click on these numbers here, it's going to show you just a summary of what happened. This was a check. The original amount was for $105. The client went in and, maybe accidentally changed it, or maybe when they cleared it for the wrong amount. It was whatever happened. And if you click on this, what happens is it will open up that check so you can go in and make any changes, or at least look at it and see what you need to do. If I click cancel, my screen goes right back to the screen that I was at, so I don't have to go back and forth, and all I have to do is close that. Now when we're looking at the auto adjustment, this means that your client has forced the bank rec. And so if I click on this, what it's going to do, it's going to take me to a reconciliation report. You can see it's saying, okay, this period was reconciled, and here are all the details. So now I can go in, I can take a look at this report, compare it to the bank statement, and see where things went awry for my client. And what's really great is that we can look at, from this screen, we can go in and look at all 3 of the months that we saw back here that have already been reconciled. Now you see that there's a problem, and it starts back here in July. So if you're not logged in as QBOA, the accountant user, what we used to have to do is we used to have to uncheck every single transaction to redo the bank reconciliation. And now all we have to do is, if you hover over each one of these rows, you'll see a little, I love this little button. It just pops up right here, and you just click undo. And so now it's going to let you undo that bank that month, as well as any months that have been reconciled after that. It doesn't delete any transactions, so the adjustments that they entered to clear, to reconcile the account are still going to stay there. Any interest or service charges, all the transactions are going to stay there. So, but you'll be able to go in and make any adjustments and make any changes and do the corrections that you need to, and then reconcile the account properly. The last thing that I want to show you is the book to tax. So QuickBooks Online Accountant is now connected to Intuit Tax Online, and so if you're using ITO, you can actually go in here and you can automatically do your book to tax. So you can automate this and save a lot of time, and this will be all the accounts will be automatically mapped, and you could go ahead and generate the tax return here, and then you can print and save this as well too. So if I just click on this, I'll be able to save this as a PDF or print it if I need to. And that is pretty much QBOA. So I'm going to go back over here to my slide deck and talk to you a little bit about the QuickBooks Cloud ProAdvisor program. So we've had the traditional ProAdvisor program for quite a while. This is our paid ProAdvisor program, and this allows you to get certified in the desktop edition, point of sale, as well as enterprise solutions. And so it gives you a lot of extra software. Also allows you to get certified in QBO. And once you do get certified, you get listed on Find a ProAdvisor website. They just introduced the Cloud ProAdvisor program, and this is really for accounting professionals who are just plan on working with QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Online Accountant. It's specific for accounting professionals who don't have any interest in supporting clients that are using Pro, Premier, Enterprise. And the greatest thing about this is that it is free. So you can see the website up here. It's a bit.ly link. You just go to bit.ly/cloud ProAdvisor. You can also simply Google Intuit QuickBooks Cloud ProAdvisor program. If you're a traditional ProAdvisor, all of the benefits and resources that are available for the Cloud ProAdvisor program have been available to us for over a year. So just so that you know, they've been available to us since 2012. So the QuickBooks Cloud ProAdvisor program, I'm just going to say that the ProAdvisor program completely changed my life. It's the reason that I am sitting here recording this webinar for you, is because I joined the ProAdvisor program and was able to build a successful practice with that. So it's really designed to help you launch and grow your cloud-based practice, help you grow your knowledge of QuickBooks Online, and really better serve your clients better. So you'll have special products, you'll have training, you'll have support, really great support, and some marketing tools as well. And why get certified? Once you get certified in QBO as a ProAdvisor, even a regular ProAdvisor, you will get listed on the findaproadvisor.com, which is an online directory. And what's really cool is anybody that's directly using QuickBooks Online, there's now a link directly to the Find a ProAdvisor website. I think 40% of all new QuickBooks users are choosing QuickBooks Online Accountant, and that number is just growing. I believe this number is actually a little bit out of date by the time that I have recorded this. So I actually think it's a little bit more than 39 or 40%. Once you're certified, you'll be able to call yourself Certified QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. You'll get the logo and the badge as well as the certificate. You can put the logo/badge on your business cards, on your website. You can print the certificate out and put it in your office for all of your cloud-based clients who never come to your office to not see. So I love that. Or you can maybe put a copy of it, on your website. You can do whatever you want. Email it to a client if they need to see it, whatever you want to do with it. And it's going to really let you stay up to date on the product knowledge. And what's really great about QBO is you don't have to wait once a year for new releases. They do new releases with QuickBooks Online every 4 to 6 weeks. And it's not always something that we're going to see on the front end. Sometimes it's improvements that they're making on the back end, but many times it is a product addition or a feature addition or a feature improvement. And so I just want to thank you guys for spending the time with me today. I really truly love QuickBooks Online Accountant. I have been using it since 2004, so it's been I'm almost at my 10-year QBO anniversary. I was privileged enough to write some of the first courses for QuickBooks Online Accountant, and I actually was looking at some of those documents, and my screenshot still showed that it was in beta, and that was back in 2009. And so I'm really excited to be able to share this with you and talk about the Cloud ProAdvisor program, and I want to thank you for taking the time to do this on-demand training. You now should be able to determine how QBOA is going to help you and your client navigate through some of those steps. You can download the materials and you'll see the screenshots that we went through at the beginning of this. You can add that QBO client to your QBOA client list, basically your QuickBooks Online accountant realm. Manage your QBOA clients using the client list, and you'll be able to identify those tools that you have, the batch write-off, the batch reclassify, adjusting journal entry, some of the comparison reports. There's a lot of accountant-only reports that are available, and the best part is you'll be able to troubleshoot and correct your client's QBOA reconciliation errors really easily. So again, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.